What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Happy Saturday. Decided to jump in and do a little armor farming. I am, definitely hurting in the armor situation on this, fresh account. So could definitely use some upgrades. So just gonna grind it out a bit on some Royal Gardens Pure Strat, Ruthless Hardcore, and I think we'll do like wave 22 starts. Something like that. Let's get it. Might have to adjust the volumes a little. We'll have to see here. Snare and strength drain. Another ensnare and strength drain. And then I don't think you really need it, but I always feel like I have better luck when I put an ensnare and a strength drain here as well. I don't ever bother buff beaming those or anything. I just let them sit there raw. Might have to buff these over. Let me see. No, we're getting them all. Throw in a couple of reflects too, just to be safe. Come on, you can do it. Not sure these reflects actually do much of anything. But I feel better about things if they're there. Get a little hermit action in. I think we're just going to go with a nature pylon and a golem. And then we'll just warden it all up for the rest of it. All right. And what do we want? We want a shroom. We're going to want some wisps, or probably only just one. And then some clouds. And we'll go with another shroom. Just to eat up some of the DU there. And I think that is it. And until we get everything upgraded, I'm only going to go with 2. Get a little mana to start things off. just gonna have her shoot like right down in there. Good enough, and we should have everything upgraded in one wave, or close to that anyway. I'm just gonna drop a couple bits of mana here for a moment. Give her a little head start before I start boosting. That's good enough. And just chillax it out. I haven't done this one since the update with the changes to the Wisp Tower, so I'm assuming the build will still hold, but we will find out soon enough. I did a run last night, or I started a run last night, and I got overrun when I was trying to gold enemies. I had my Jester in, golden it out, and it did not work. Did not work out. We getting everything? Yeah, it looks like most things are upgraded. What about the RS? Looks like we're not getting this stuff upgraded, though. I'm not positive, but it kind of seems like the lane schedules may have changed a little, too. I said not positive on that. Seems like I had more Sharkin than used to. I don't know, it might be all in my head. I'll swap that Adept out next wave and get, probably just throw the Warden in and get that builder bonus going. I think I'd probably even feel a little better about it if I had at least one more Wisp down. All right. Let's get rid of her. Let's throw a couple more upgrades in here since I didn't get those up. Let me see something real quick, too. Sorry, y'all. I got to tab out real quick. Alright, so who do we want in here? I think we'll get to Warden, and then just a couple of Summoners. For a little boostiness. And then, where do we want this one to park? Gonna take some shots. Try to throw her in there a little ways. That should be fine. Just see how it runs here. Anyway, what y'all up to this weekend? Anybody grinding anything out in particular? Hopefully get a little luck here today. Could use some. My last few armor runs have not gone super well. Give the boost a little break here. I could buff on the Warden as well, but I'm not set up for mana regen. I wish I could get my Jester in here, but like I said, I just don't, I don't feel like I have enough power for it. I get overrun. No, I used Crystal Cave, Ruthless Survival, Nelmar. It's a ton of XP. The runs only take, like, you know, depending on how fast you build or whatever, the runs only take like 30 to 40 minutes. And like 3 to 4 runs will take you from 0 to level 100. So that's what I personally normally do. It's actually not as hard as you would think. It's harder to complete the campaign and get it unlocked than it is to actually run the survival. I don't remember the exact stats. You'd have to check back on the playlist for this account. But I want to say I was like 3 to 4K in main stat. And then to get it unlocked doing the campaign, I didn't have any heroes really capable of killing the boss. So I threw down a bunch of ogres to kind of tank out the bosses. And then let the towers kill them. And that worked out fairly well. There's a video of it on that playlist. If you look at the 2026 Fresh Start playlist, this is that account. I was worried about it too, and it wasn't that hard. I thought for sure I was going to get steamrolled, and it wasn't that bad. I wonder if I can make it all the way through now. Let me see. I doubt I'll be able to make it all the way through a wave without stopping and restarting the boost, but may be able to now. Oh, you're way, way over. I mean, I'm barely at that right now. And I did that Crystal Cave a long while ago. So you're way, way over what would be required stats for it. Assuming you have the Hermit, of course, because one of the things that keeps everything alive is being able to throw that golem down. But yeah, you're way over. Overstat for what's required to do that. It's a crazy amount of XP though. I think I might only have one, maybe 2 characters that are over 6.5K now. What's going on there, Sinus? How you doing? Well, we didn't make it all the way through the wave, but we're close. Doing good, very nice. Yeah, it's a crazy amount of XP though, Nelmar. You get like 300,000 plus if you do a full run, and the waves are crazy, crazy fast. So like you do a full run from the very, very beginning, and it's all the way to wave 35 is only going to take you like 30 minutes. It's super, super quick. Yeah, the giveaway ended. There's going to be another one upcoming soon, a really big one. I'm a couple of weeks away from having my 6,000th Dungeon Defenders franchise video. And gonna do a really, really big giveaway for that one. Yeah, the giveaways on the channel are rough because there's so many entries. What's up, Chiku? How you doing, man? Munching? That's fair. People were talking about in my Discord server this morning, talking about the Spin Squire getting nerfed. I didn't really recall reading anything about that in any of the patch notes. Is the Spin Squire still good, or did it get nerfed? I'm wanting to get a DPS Squire or a DPS Countess going. I'm not sure which one I should do. You haven't really played for about a month? That's fair. Dungeon Defenders there, Huggins. Yep. The masterpiece. I did a fresh start in DD1 this year. If you never played DD1, then you're definitely missing out. It is literally what made the franchise what it is today is DD1. Always worth a look. Oh, traps. I saw something about the traps. I didn't know that's what it was. They were doing just crazy damage, huh? I already know this is going to be garbage, but I got to come look. Where are you? We'll leave that laying on the ground. Yeah, I'd say, huh? You feeling any better there, Shell? Hopefully so. Much better? That's good. Hopefully, I don't want to keep looking and jinxing myself, but man, I would love to see a drop here today. I know my boost isn't going to make it all the way through. Finally breaking down and rebuilding your Twine Peaks base. Wow. I'm so lost in Save the World now. I logged back in when it first went free to play earlier in the month and just completely lost. I had a lot of stuff still. It hasn't changed much. I was pretty stoked when I saw it was going full free to play, but I just wonder what their intention was with it. It doesn't really feel like they're going to do anything with it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's been much communication with it. Should really be looting these chests during the waves, but... What do we got? We got an Ultimate 93 over there. Not wonderful. Need to see some pluses here. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that there was no monetization, I guess, was the biggest thing. I mean, literally nothing at all you could do with your V-Bucks. That, to me, that didn't really make much sense. I mean, I get going free to play. And I think if they would have had a way to spend money, they may have generated a little bit of revenue. I mean, really a pretty good game altogether. It just, you just get to the end. It gets tons of updates on PC, their quest. Yeah, but the cosmetic stuff only applies to Battle Royale. I'm pretty sure. You can use it and save the world. They probably had to ditch the llamas to be able to do it internationally because of the law changes in Europe or whatever. You run around as Bugs Bunny at the moment. Yeah, I know the llamas are still there, but as far as like the gambling pay, buying llamas, that was their main revenue, I think, at the beginning, besides the actual game purchases. But yeah, Quest, if you haven't played Dungeon Defenders on PC and you played it from console, it's an entirely new game now. Oh, is it not as good? I didn't play, really. I mean, I popped in and looked around, poked around a little bit, and ran around on my, like in my storm bases and looked at them. But I didn't actually really play it all. Another Ultimate 93 over here somewhere. There it is. Eh. Worth a look later, anyway. Yeah, it's not even remotely the same game. Quest, I mean, there's literally a decade of updates that have come to the game since then, but it's PC only. So, I mean, you could realistically put thousands of hours into the game playing it on console before and moving over to PC now, and it's got a super active community. It's got the most active of all the Dungeon Defenders communities. The AI defenders can't be given weapons, and solo play just kind of fell off a cliff. That stinks. Probably one of those situations where you got to have a friend group to play with. See, it's going so smooth right now, but I know if I pop the Jester in and started golden enemies, I'm just going to get wrecked. That was always the most fun in Save the World anyway, when, of course, in this community, we don't have very many active players in Save the World, or any, really, active players in Save the World anymore, but when we had, like, every day there was a full group of people ready to go. That was always super fun. What's going on there, Dipsum? Almost made it through the wave. One ultimate. There it is, right there. Not incredible. Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem with Save the World came when Battle Royale was so successful. I mean, I was angry. I used to just go off about Save the World, but I mean, from a business perspective, you can't really blame them. Do you want to be a multi-million-dollar company, or do you want to be a multi-billion-dollar company? You know? The Battle Royale thing was just so crazy successful that it just didn't make sense for them to put any money into Save the World at all. You put that same amount of resources into Battle Royale in its heyday, and it, just repaid so many times over. There was rumor like a year or two ago that they were going to let the original developer take back over Save the World, but I guess that ended up just being a rumor. I don't know, if they ever decided to do any actual real development in the game, I would definitely jump back into it. Yeah, that ended a few days ago there, paper bag. There will be more. I was mentioning it earlier. There will be a very large giveaway coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm coming up on my 6,000th Dungeon Defenders video. Like of the Dungeon Defenders franchise. Yep, still grinding it out there, Dipsum. Well, they just don't care. A big company like Epic, they're looking at return on investment. Even if you look at just have, like you could say, just have one person work on it. Do you want one person to work on it and generate so many thousands of dollars, or do you want to have that one person work on Battle Royale instead and generate 10 times more? I think that's what really hurts Save the World. It's not a matter of they didn't have money. It's just getting a return on the money that they do spend. Now that Battle Royale has fallen off of, I mean, it's still hugely popular, but now that it's not, the most popular thing on the internet now, the chances of getting something for Save the World are probably a little higher. But, I mean, I love the art style of the game. The visuals are good. The basic concept is good. I mean, it definitely had the potential to be the best action defense game ever made. It's just Battle Royale happened. What up, Pro Ace? You see all that hackery they got going in Diablo 4, Pro Ace? Just ridiculous stuff. People showing screenshots of like 9 GA, 10 GA pieces of gear. I do have the expansion. It was gifted to me. I really enjoyed the Paladin. I didn't really care for the Warlock too much. This season, I would have this season I think I would have enjoyed the changes a lot more. Thanks for subscribing there, Inquest. The problem that I personally ran into this season is just ARPG fatigue. There was just so much that went off through March and April. When Diablo 4 season came around, I was just, I was ready to do something else. I actually been debating on restarting another 7 Days to Die playthrough. I've been doing those challenge runs the last week or so, and they've been really, really fun. I gotta start managing my tower boost. I really don't need my boost going down at the end of the waves like this. Well, there was PoE 1 League, then Last Epoch, then Hero Siege. And to be honest with you, I didn't put as much time as I normally would have into any of them. Just because there were so many, There was just so much stuff to do in the ARPG world. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, show. I don't think there's going to be any major changes in PoE 2 really until 1.0 hits. Oh yeah, I had Torchlight Infinite as well. Yeah, I think PoE 2 is next week. Yep. My warden came out of her hidey hole. Let's put her back in there. It's soon, the PoE 2 League. I'm still unsure whether or not I'm going to play it. I'll probably dip in and tinker around a little bit, but if it feels like the same thing as the last several leagues, I'll probably end up skipping it again. I went really hard on PoE 2 right at launch, at early access launch. But then as the leagues came in, it just kind of felt so blah. One of the things, too, at launch is I was taking advantage of the market in TFT and on TFT's Discord and ended up becoming incredibly wealthy. Like when I stopped PoE 2 at the early access launch, I probably had like, I don't know, 50 mirrors. I mean, I was wealthy. Not including all my gear, just in raw currency, I probably had like 50 mirrors. And, you know, you got all that currency laying around. You end up becoming more motivated to make alts and build out just ridiculous characters. I ended up doing a gemling, was the last thing I did, and I just really dumped into that gemling. I ended up having, I don't know, probably 25 mirrors invested just into that one character. So it was crazy strong. It was just super fun. There was you know, at early access launch, everybody was rolling those chance orbs. And people were paying a ridiculous amount for the bases. And you know, people were wanting to do 100 of them or 500 of them or whatever. They didn't want to do just a few chance orbs. They wanted to like go for a big gamble. So like you could buy one single base like belt or whatever for say 20-30 exalts. But if you were selling 50 of those bases, you'd end up getting like 150, 200 exalts each. Because people were paying for the convenience of not having to look and trade. So I would sit there for hours in my hideout and buy solo bases, 1, 2, 3 at a time or whatever. And then when I got up to 50 of them or 100 of them or whatever, I'd go over to TFT and post an ad for some ridiculous amount for the whole lot of 100 or 50 or whatever. And it would be like seconds, and people would be replying to me, wanting to buy them. So, I mean, it was like guaranteed super fast sale. And, I mean, it made no sense at all. I was looking at Gun in my Discord server actually told me about it, about how many people were, or how much people were paying. And I'm like, I don't get it, you know? You can look right now and see that base for 20 exalts or whatever. Why are people paying 100 exalts for it? And then I looked into it a little bit more, and they were just paying for the convenience of being able to buy 100 of them at a time. And I mean, they were literally paying like many times its actual individual value. So I sat there for like, I don't know, hell, one weekend I probably sat there for like 15, 20 hours over the course of the weekend. But over that weekend, I ended up making, you know, 10 mirrors, 15 mirrors or whatever in currency. It was ridiculous. PoE, you know, we're a game where the player trading and the player market is such a big aspect of the game, unless you're playing SSF, of course. But they're such a big part of the game. If you find the way to manipulate, you can really clean up. I did that same thing in Warframe back when Fortuna launched. Fishing, of all things. People needed the high-end fish to be able to make the high-end equipment, yet no one wanted to level their fishing up to be able to buy the equipment. So while everybody else is going and running all the new raids and all that came with Fortuna, I was sitting in a cave fishing. But the difference in Warframe is you trade for the real money currency. So, I mean, that first weekend Fortuna launched, I probably made like $500 worth of currency in-game. I still have platinum left over from that. I mean, not as much as I had back then, of course, because I spent a lot of it. But I mean, that's been years and years and years ago. And I've still got platinum left over from it in my Warframe account. Yep. I was that guy. Parked up on that cliff up above Negron, farming those motes of water or whatever they were called. I was all decked out in PvP gear, so anyone else that came up there, they were just going to get owned. Those were my elementals to farm. And then, like Wrath of the Lich King, you ended up having it for people paying for Ice Crown Citadel runs. My son and I, we left our guild. You know, I mean, we were already all decked out and everything, and we have did all the raiding and everything we wanted. We left our guild and made a new guild just to hold gold. And I had a really, really dialed in tank, and he had a really, really dialed in healer. And just between the two of us, we could carry Ice Crown Citadel, as long as the people that were filling the slots were just even semi-respectable DPS and listened to instruction on the boss fights. But yeah, we sold the slots for gold. We did that for probably a year and ended up, I mean, we were at one point we got up to the gold cap for a guild even, which, I mean, that was not an easy number to hit back then. But all games have the window. It's just a matter of catching it, you know? That and being willing, you know, when there's new content, of course you want to play all the new content. You know, being willing, like in Warframe, to sit there and go fishing. Which I personally love fishing in Warframe, so for me it was the easy pick. Where are we at? We're at 33 already. I wasn't even paying attention. My warden came out of the hidey hole again. Sorry, as long as she's not dying, I'll just leave her there. I don't play a whole lot of DD2 anymore. There's nothing for me to do until another update hits. I mean, I play it a little bit every week. Last time I played it was probably a couple of days ago, but I didn't do much. Just because it's... You know, the problem with DD2 compared to the other Dungeon Defenders games is you can get maxed out. And then once you're maxed out, what are you doing? You're grinding just to grind, and you're not actually doing anything. Yeah. I mean, it's been out for years. But it's just not, you know, when you're just grinding mindlessly, just to grind mindlessly, with no real reason, then it's kind of just becomes pointless. Where like in DD1 and DDA, you can never truly get maxed out. You can always get an upgrade. I mean, the people that are even close to maxed out in DD1 have got like, you know, 10,000 hours in the game or some absurd amount. But one of the challenges with just DD2 and its whole free-to-play model and everything, all the shards are gilded, and you got duplicates of a bazillion shards gilded. Well, there's no more shard farming for you to do. You got every 10 out of 10 mod, and your storage is overrunning with 10 out of 10 mods. Well, there's no more 10 out of 10 mods you need. And at that point, it just becomes a mindless grind with no actual goal. And then that's where, you know, it loses its fun factor. I mean, I'll grind the shit out of it when the next update hits. But in between updates, for someone who's maxed out in DD2, there's nothing to do. You're playing it just because you refuse to play anything else. Where, you know, one thing I learned, one thing DD2 taught me over the years is if you only sit there and grind DD2 year after year after year after year, you're going to miss out on a lot of other really, really good games. And you're going to miss them at the peak time to play them, where there's a ton of people playing and matchmaking and everything becomes super easy. That and all the hacker issues in DD2 don't help anymore. It's in a pretty bad way overall. The economy's in a terrible shape, and you know, the developers are doing everything they can. It's a 3-person team that's busting their ass, but it's a game that barely runs, so it takes a lot for them to be able to do anything to it. Ooh, here's a plus plus. Didn't even notice that one. Let's check it out. It's a 93 as well. Not spectacular. I'll pick it up to look at it later. Let's see. Haha. Crazy low range roll. I mean, that's probably usable on a DPS hero, depending on what the hero is. I'll take it. Yeah, but right now, in the franchise as a whole, DD1 is the most updated game, and DDA is the second most updated game. So that's mainly what I've been playing, is DD1 and DDA. I like to play the game that gets updated, you know? There should be a big 7 Days to Die update coming before too long. I'm definitely going to be grinding that out when it hits. Let's go. Back-to-back waves. Let's see a plus plus. Hardcore is where the timer comes from, Mainhammer. But the problem is you're going to want to have hardcore on for the loot multiplier. If you turn hardcore off, there's no longer a timer, but you also lose a huge loot multi. But the good news is there's, other than going and grinding for runes, there's no reason to do the campaign maps. So once you get all your runes, you don't have to do any of the campaign maps ever again. And the other game modes don't have timers. That's another thing you can do too, is just beat the campaign maps with hardcore turned off. Because the loot, you're not going to get good loot from campaign anyway. No, I mean a content update, Satya, not a maintenance update. They do content updates once, sometimes twice a year. And when they come, it'll give me 2 or 3 days worth of solid play, and then I'll be back to DD1 or DDA. The last content update was Chaos 11. You know, I would imagine we'll probably get word soon on when another update would come, but DD2, another thing that DD2 suffers from is years of a super, super toxic community. And that made it so the developers don't want to communicate anymore. I would love to, but once again, there's nothing to do. Even less in Orcs Must Die games, since there's no loot. I love Orcs Must Die games. They're what actually got me started on this whole genre of action defense games. I absolutely love them. But there's just nothing to do, you know? I like to have goals in games and some sort of thing that I'm trying to achieve. Like right now, I'm trying to farm armor. I could get incredible armor drops on the very next wave. You know, once you lose that possibility, but hell, I put like 1,500 hours into Orcs Must Die 2. I put probably 800 or so into Orcs Must Die 3. And for those games with no loot, that's a crazy amount of hours. Orcs Must Die 2, I got kind of hooked on trying to grind out the leaderboard spots. Looks like my booster had died. It's alright, last wave. Yeah, got 1++ drop anyway. That looks like my warden died too. Either that or she fell off. I don't see her anywhere. Maybe she fell off. Or yeah, she did. There she is down there. Oof. Low upgrades. Alright, let's see what we got here and get rid of the split screens. It's not a terrible giraffe. Keep that around for a minute. Sell off the rest of that stuff. All right, one more time. Oh shoot, am I on pure strategy? Or yeah, I am. Do I have... Yeah, we're good. You see, that giraffe may end up being an upgrade for somebody. Not much of one. Let me slam this mana in here. That is the Hermit. There, Meg. Oops. I screwed up my stack. Seemed to work out well with her just pointed down there. Go right about there, I guess. Yeah, the Hermit's an absolute beast. There, Mig. All of the new characters are really good, to be honest. The Hermit's super good. The Warden's super good. Oops, wasn't paying attention. Right when the Zerg of Gens come out, and I lost my tower boost. Oof. Oh no. Got a little sketchy there for a minute. Alright, everything over here upgraded already? Looks like it is. Just got to get these two. Right, can get rid of you. And we'll just do the same thing. I'll bring her in for the builder bonus and then get a couple of boost summoners in. I still got to upgrade my summoner gear. Way they survive a little longer. Alright, and then who do we have? We got to get her in position. It's built into the game. Now, Meg, it's your F keys. F2 is your main window. F3 is your second. F4 is your third. F5 is your last one. And then to hide them, you can hit F8, and it'll go to whatever window you have selected. Yeah, you can definitely do this map at 5K. Yeah, the mortars are beast. There's more mobs, so yeah, more mobs equals more loot for adding in more characters. And then pure strategy, they're what it was a year or 2 years ago or whatever, they did an update to pure strategy and made it so only armor drops, no weapons. So it doesn't matter what characters you bring in, you're gonna get full armor drops. People were saying they're still really good, Twisted Fire. There were some people having a conversation about doing Tavern Incursion with them just this morning. They said they're still really good, even after the nerf. Turning the boost off doesn't hurt so bad when I have the Warden and all those Guardians in. Where is all the loot at? No love. It's early. I know my boost is going to die off at like 2,500 mobs or whatever. So I usually like to try to turn it off around 1,000 or 1,100 and restart it. The end of the wave is where the real push comes. There's like 1,000,000 gen that dump onto the map. Yeah, Destiny 2 bolting up shop. Kind of surprised, really, with the number of players they have. I mean, you think that they would just drop it down to like a small team, 3 or 5 people or whatever, and let them continue. It's got to still make money. I mean, shit, right after they announced that they were shutting down, they had like 15,000 people online just on PC. Bungie doing Bungie things. It's not the not the same Bungie that it used to be way back in the day, that's for sure. Destiny 3 coming? You think so? I think people would love that, but I don't think that's... Yeah, I think you're right, Sho. I think they're hedging their bets on Marathon, especially with the success of Arc Raiders. And then Marathon didn't quite deliver. I never got into either of those. Arc Raiders actually looked like it would be really fun, but I never played it at all. Yeah, you're probably right there, Sho. Been playing some Ultima Online. Boy, it's been a long time since I played that. You know what I've been kind of tempted to check out lately is there's those community-made Warhammer Online servers. I really enjoyed Warhammer Online when it first came out. But I was tempted to kind of tinker around with that a little bit. Yeah, it's been a long time. I lived in I lived in Vegas then. Supposedly the fan-made Warhammer Online it's called like Age of Reckoning or something like that. Apparently it's got a fairly healthy player base. I don't know. There's a bunch of upcoming games or upcoming game updates that we just don't have any information on yet as far as when, that I'm looking forward to. You know, 7 Days to Die is going to have a big update coming at some point. Stardew Valley's got another update coming. We just don't know when. Then there's that Haunted Chocolatier, too. That's got an update coming. I'm curious to see what happens with Last Epoch with their ownership change. I do really enjoy that game. Hero Siege has got a big update coming. There's a bunch of fun games with major updates coming. We just don't have confirmation as to when yet. Crap, did I turn my boost off? I don't know. Let's see if we can survive it. It's burning fast now. Nope. Shit. Bad timing again. Hopefully I don't get wrecked here at the end of the wave. There's an Alti Plus right underneath me. Not incredible. Yep, I got a dead booster. I really need to upgrade my summoner gear here. And then my warden came out from the hidey hole a little too. Is there a bunch of people playing Ultima Online? I mean, that was a crazy popular game, you know, a couple of decades ago. But yeah, I mean, shit, look at old school RuneScape. It's got a pretty healthy amount of people playing still. I mean, with few exceptions, it's older games. Like, if you look at Steam charts, and, you know, besides the exceptions, if you just look down at, like, the top 20 or top 50 games played or whatever, the majority of the games are all really, really older games. I mean, shit, look at League of Legends. How old is League of Legends now? And it's just got a ridiculous player base. There's that Ultima 93. See them pluses, please. Not incredible. You want to charge per hour? That'll never fly outside of Asia. That might work in Asia, in some of the Asian countries, but it'll never fly outside of that. I mean, hell, that's one of the aspects of how you judge whether or not it's a good game is how many hours of play you get out of it for the amount of money it costs, you know? I wonder how many hours I have on this account now. I wonder if it'll show. Oh, the Steam relay is not working. Probably not many. I'm probably at like 500 hours, maybe 400 hours. I say not many. That's a ton compared to a lot of games. Man, where is the RNG love this round? Nothing. Man, a rough day for loot today, huh? Where is that piece? There it is. Meh. I don't have one, like, really, really incredible piece of armor on this account. You kind of need to, to maximize the armor farm, you need to be golden enemies on the Jester, but I'm just not quite strong enough right now to do that. But, I mean, if you're sitting here golden enemies the whole time, you'll definitely get a lot more alt plus pluses. Somebody was saying that they average just an ultimate drop period, like every 8 minutes when they're golding with their jester. Then, of course, you just need to get lucky and have it be an ultimate plus plus. Still in trans with some Supreme armor. I've still got characters with Supreme armor. It's in here somewhere, Aramir. Just gotta find it. I've gotten 2 ultimate plus pluses today. One right before I started the stream, and then one on stream. But it would be nice to see another one here. The party girls are always holding. You know that. It had some hero health. That might be alright for a DPS piece, but... no hero health. I'm leaving it. Leaving it laying. Kind of a low roll there. This is mainly a Warden build. I'm using 4 clouds and 1 wisp. Got 2 ulti plus pluses in the same run. Very nice. The only time I ever see that these days is if I'm on a map that I can handle having the Jester and golden enemies. Yep. Homie done fell off the edge. Tavern defense, ruthless hardcore. I haven't done that one yet. I spent a lot of time on that map over the years. I need to get a DPS character dialed in where I can start farming like Tavern Incursion and I'm a far cry away from true boss rush yet, but be nice to be able to farm that too. Yeah, there's lots of options now. When I did the fresh start and started grinding, I had people tell me that this was the map to farm. So that's why this whole time I've been all year, this is the map I've been farming for armor. Once you hit infested quality, you're not going to get any higher quality, no matter what map you're on. And there's a lot of options for infested quality maps now. But what you can pick is the maps with the mob assortment. And this map has all those ogres and djinn and everything. So supposedly it's one of the better armor farms. I like Omenak too. That's actually one of my favorite maps to farm. I grinded the shit out of that one when it was the map of the week a few weeks back. That, and I'm strong enough on that map where I can gold enemies, and that's a big deal, you know? It increases your loot quality so much. Nada. I think a lot of people grind Summit on pure strat too. What's going on there, Flash? I'm just doing a little armor farming. I got 2 pluses today. Neither one of them really crazy good, but And then a few ultimate pluses as well. Hopefully I see something else before this runs over. Yep, it's DD1. No loot. RNG being RNG. Meh. So close yet so far away. All right, 3 more waves. See if we can get something here. Ooh, summoner down. Getting slapped quite a bit right now. I wonder why. Well, not even a supreme drop so far this wave. Can I get some gin, please? Good lord. One ultimate piece. Let me get my dead summoner back in. Where are you? Buried in the stack. No hero damage. Yeah, it would have been alright of a booster item, but I've got just so much of that sitting right now. I'm really looking for builder pieces at the moment. I mean, I need to put together a solid DPS hero too, but I've got my monk and my jester, which are both usable at the moment. They're just not great. Pepper going crazy. There's either deer in the yard or someone's delivering a package. One of the two. Booster down again. Really need to upgrade those booster armor. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Man, the Jinn don't play around on these later waves on this map. There is so many of them. No dice that wave. See it, is that the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Come on, wave 35. Be kind. Thanks, Sir Mig. Always looking out. Now, hopefully the Jinx is in, and the Ultimate Plus Pluses start raining here. I may be a little optimistic. You have to boot up DD1 for that to happen, and that means installing. Wow, not even a Supreme drop. Apparently today is not my day for armor farming, huh? God, that's only one wisp. That thing puts in some serious work. That's crazy. There's an Alt 93. Looks like that is it. Take a look at it here. Up inside the spawn. Don't think I'm going to be able to get it targeted. Oh, it's up there. All right. Let's see what we got. Bunch of junker treadmills. Wow, that was not a very fruitful run. Crazy. All right, y'all. I think that is going to get it for me for today. Let's take a look and see if there's anybody playing Dungeon Defenders over on Twitch here. I'm not seeing any familiar names streaming. All right, so I guess we're not going to raid. But anyway, y'all, hopefully everyone here in the U.S. is having a good Memorial Day weekend. But that is going to get it for me for today. So thank you all an absolute ton for hanging out. Tomorrow, I'm not positive if I'm going to be live or not. I may or may not be. It depends on, it's Memorial Day weekend, and there's a big farmer's market going over in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and my wife and mother-in-law want me to go over to it with them. So I may have to do that tomorrow, but they're still not 100% sure they want to go. But anyway, that will get it for now, though. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. And I will see you all either tomorrow or Tuesday. So thanks a ton, y'all. I will see you then.